Man, we got a lot to get to on the Wrestling Takeover Podcast today. If you guys are listening to it on YouTube, subscribe. Apple Podcast, subscribe. Spotify, subscribe. Or wherever you get your audio/video content, be sure to subscribe. This is the Wrestling Takeover Podcast, man. And we are going to get into a lot of things on the state of the WWE Casual Conversation. Number 13, Evolution, SummerSlam, Bill Goldberg, Roman Reigns. We got all of it. So tap in. Let's hit that intro. Let's get to work.
Welcome to...
You're listening to the Wrestling Takeover.
What is your name?
With your host, Jordan Turner, who's always going to keep it real.
Come on, King.
Inside and outside the ring.
Let me make myself clear. He's got the bands behind him, King.
It's time to take over, King.
Are you ready? He's all fired up now, King. The Takeover.
Let's go.
You're listening to the Wrestling Takeover Podcast, your number one source for honest takes, creative perspective, bold opinions, and an in-depth discussion talking all things WWE. Hello, everybody. My name is Jordan Turner, and this is, like I said, the Wrestling Takeover Podcast. I'm a passionate voice within the wrestling community, delivering unfiltered analysis 3 times a week, rather than breaking down weekly shows, reacting to breaking news, or previewing the biggest pay-per-view events, all things WWE. Remember, man, we don't shy away from nothing. We don't shy away from the bullshit. Y'all want the real talk. Y'all want the deep dive conversations that people in the wrestling space are afraid to talk about. Click into the Wrestling Takeover Podcast. Y'all want to listen to somebody that is creative, passionate, knowledgeable, and in tune with everything that goes on in and around the WWE product. Tap into the Wrestling Takeover Podcast. No clickbait, no fluff, just real wrestling talk from a fan by the fan. All right, this is for you guys, and this is by me. All right, I'm no genius. I'm just ahead of the curve. All right, we keep it real on the Wrestling Takeover Podcast. Thanks for watching. Please share, subscribe, comment, rate the podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, or iHeartRadio. Please subscribe to the official podcast YouTube channel, youtube.com/JT Takeover, man. Listen, this is an audio-based video podcast, and if you guys like that type of thing, press that subscribe button. Spread the word of the Wrestling Takeover Podcast, because word of mouth goes a long way, man. And also follow me on social media, on Twitter at JT Takeover, and on Instagram at The Wrestling Takeover. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we are kicking things off with Evolution Talk. Now, this is coming from Wrestle Talk on social media. Triple H says he sees the demand for a yearly WWE Evolution event. He says that there are demand for women grows across the board. They shouldn't need their, quote, own show to get the spotlight. He gives a will we shall see type of response. Okay, guys. And like I said in my intro, I am always honest and I am always authentic with my views and my opinions when talking all things WWE. I am not trying to discourage anybody. I'm just here to keep it real. I'm here to be honest with you guys. And this is the honest truth. So help me God, this is the honest truth. Triple H, I'm going to say what Triple H really wanted to say. And also, Triple H should be ashamed of himself for feeling the way that I'm about to say, because I know he feels this way. I know he feels this way. Triple H never wanted to do another Evolution show. I hope you guys understand that. He never wanted to do another Evolution show. I strictly remember Triple H going on one of these interviews, these press conferences. You can kind of look at his face when he was talking about this in the post game. This man does not want to do another Evolution show. He doesn't. He wants to build the women up on Monday Night Raw, on Friday Night SmackDown, give them the spotlight that they rightfully deserve. But this man never wanted to do another Evolution show, man. I'm sorry if that comes off hella disrespectful to the women. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just telling you the truth. And that's the truth. Triple H never wanted to do Evolution 2. He was forced to by the wrestling fans and also the ladies in the locker room. But one thing that accomplished on Sunday night, people, when things are done correctly in the production, the match qualities that we got on Sunday night, it makes you really think to yourself, yo, does Triple H really even care about women's wrestling like that? And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because a lot of people are actually speaking up about this type of subject. Like I said, if you want the deep dive conversational topics like this, tap into the Wrestling Takeover Podcast, because I tap into these topics. I tap into topics. I tap into discussions that people don't want to talk about. They're afraid to talk about them. I'm not. Does Triple H really care about women's wrestling like that? I would say he does. The momentum of Evolution carried into last night on Monday Night Raw, where the first hour of Monday Night Raw was all women. It was all women. And quite frankly, Triple H, you probably do care about women's wrestling. But sir, the way you've been presenting some of these women, the way you've been booking some of these women, you gave Io Sky one of the best fucking wrestlers in the world. You booked her title reign like dog shit. And I'm going to get to Io Sky in a separate conversation as well. You booked her reign like dog shit. And that's not good. That's not good. All right. People want Evolution 3. I don't know if Evolution 3 is going to come back. But Triple H, what I really want to say is this. I think Triple H is a little jealous that Shawn Michaels is getting all of his flowers when it comes to booking and presenting the women on NXT. I think Triple H is a little jealous, honestly, that Shawn Michaels is getting all of his flowers when it comes to the way that he is presenting women's wrestling on NXT. And people on social media, pro wrestlers, people in the industry, they want to make it seem like social media isn't important. Oh, it's important, because every decision you make on television, if you do something new, or you continuously do something that you think is going to work, you go on social media. What are people saying? Do people like this? Do people continuously want to see this? So I laugh when promoters, writers, anybody in the business that say, oh, online wrestling community, guys are fickle. Absolutely fickle. I agree with that 100%. But to say that social media doesn't matter, you got the game fucked up. You're so intertwined with social media. You need social media. You want to hear the reaction from the audience. If it's positive or negative, you're always on social media. People got burners all over the place. We know this. But either way, I do feel like Triple H is a little jealous of Shawn Michaels with the way that Shawn Michaels is producing women's wrestling on NXT. That he made the women, and he wanted to kind of prove to his ego himself, but he wanted to prove to everybody like, yo, I do care about women's wrestling. I want women's wrestling to thrive. I care about it. But Evolution 3, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, man. I really don't. Because quite frankly, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. For real. The success of what happened on Sunday night with Evolution 2, this definitely should be in consideration to be a yearly thing. I'll tell you that right now. This needs to be considered a yearly thing, but here's the thing now. It has to make sense. You have to have the right storylines. You have to have the right matches. You have to have the right characters. You have to have the right champions on that show. You cannot lollygag and just put any old matches on Evolution. It don't work like that. You hear me? It doesn't work like that. That's not what we do. That's not what we do. We're creative over here. We're fucking creative over here. On this platform, on this show, we're the most creative people within the wrestling space. Period. We got to be creative. And that's what I want Triple H to do if Evolution is being considered to return. But with the words and the way he tried to spin it, it's just, he doesn't want Evolution. He doesn't need Evolution. He feels like Evolution isn't worth it. Not the headache. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. That's how Triple H is portraying Evolution. I think it should return. I think it should be in consideration to be a yearly thing. But like I said, though, it's got to make sense. It's got to make sense. If you did what you did on Sunday every year, it's perfect. Now, the one negative I will say about it is it could get old. It can get old very, very quickly. What do I mean by that? Well, we can get a couple dream matches on some of these premier live events, even before Evolution. Also, it's giving me Forbidden Door vibes here. Dream match, storylines here and that. You know, the Forbidden Door concept for me is ran out. It's ran out. Evolution, it will also run off. It really will. But this is what I'm saying too. And this is why I think Evolution is actually valuable and important. You're booking the women like you've never booked the women before. Women's wrestling, I'm going to say it now, not just in WWE, but in women's wrestling in general, in the business, it's hit a boom, period. I don't know if anybody else within the wrestling space have mentioned that. I think women's wrestling has entered a boom period right now. This is the hottest women's wrestling has ever been. TNA, WWE, AEW, Stardom, wherever, AAA, it don't matter. Women's wrestling has been fucking popping this year. It's crazy. Salute, praise God to the women. They're killing it right now. Let's keep this momentum going for them. You feel me? Evolution, I think, can be done every year. There's just some things that are against it. The Forbidden Door concept is giving me Forbidden Door concept. That concept for me is kind of ran out. Evolution, honestly, realistically, can run out as well, too. If you just have all these matches constantly happening, you don't come up with any new, matches. And this is the other thing, too. If you want to do Evolution, you need to create new stars, bro. You got to create new stars. And I will give WWE this. They are creating women new stars just left and right. They're putting more energy into the women's wrestling department more than the men. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy, bro. Real talk. I've never seen WWE and all of these other companies. I've never seen them invest so much into the women. It's fucking surreal. It's crazy. And it's great. And I love it. So if Evolution 3 happens, it's got to make sense. But we'll wait and see what happens. SummerSlam. Let's get into SummerSlam. But I want to talk about a report regarding Io Sky. I want to kick this off before I get into the triple threat match that was announced last night on Monday Night Raw. I got some things that I want to talk about there. But Finthony, Tom Lawyer on Io Sky after WWE Evolution. This is what this person had to say from Wrestling Observer Live. Quote, I made a mistake last week when I said the most outstanding, the best, in the 50 award is Will Ospreay or Mystico. Io Sky is the best wrestler on the planet. After last night, I am convinced. So Tom Lawyer is his name. I'm going to give him a compliment, but I'm going to give him constructive criticism. I'm going to start saying constructive criticism now because it's constructive. I am trying to be respectful with my criticism, but I also want to remain honest and authentic and real with my opinions. Simple. Now, let's give Tom a compliment. He acknowledges that Io Sky is one of, or if not the best on the planet. For me personally, male and female, Io is definitely one of the best in the world. If we're talking strictly women, she's the best female wrestler in the world. It's her and Mercedes Moné for me. Those are my two. Io is the best women's wrestler on the planet. No doubt, undisputed. That's just my personal opinion. You guys might think otherwise, but listen, I'll tell you this. As long as you got Io Sky in the top 5, I don't give a fuck where she's at. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't care. As long as she's in the top 5. She's killing it right now. I really love Io Sky, man. I really love Io Sky. And as a fan, really seeing the admiration and love that this woman has been getting, it really makes me just super excited, man. It just really makes me super excited that Io has just been garnering the love and admiration within the wrestling community. And I'm not saying that nobody has ever loved Io Sky and I'm the only one, because that's cap. That's not true. That's not true. But I will say that, you know, Io is one of the best on the planet, one of the best in the world. And I think that the love and admiration that she's been getting, that she's been receiving, is really incredible. Quite frankly, it's really incredible. And I think it's fucking awesome that the love that she's been receiving within the wrestling world and the wrestling community, man. So shout out to Io. She's incredible. Love her. Big fan, big supporter of Io Sky, man. Now, I want to get into the triple threat match. So we're going to get into SummerSlam talk right now. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Naomi. They are going to go in a triple threat match at SummerSlam for the women's championship. A lot of people are feeling like this needs to be the main event of a night one. I am sorry to tell you, I do not think this is going to main event night one. This is not main eventing night 2. Because CM Punk and Gunther are going to main event night 1. Now, I propose, like I said, and I've been saying this for many years, if you are not the main event, be the opener. If I am WWE, you got 2 weeks to think about this. I am heavily considering the idea of Rhea Ripley, and this should be on Saturday, by the way. I'm going to get that out of the way. This should be a Saturday match at SummerSlam. I would heavily consider opening SummerSlam with Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Naomi. WWE needs to start starting Premier Live event matches off with a bang. They got to start the show off with a bang. It's got to be a match that people are going to immediately gravitate to and immediately going to be invested in. This is it right here. Simple. This is it right here. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi. Now, let's talk about this match. This is going to be an instant classic. Rhea Ripley, the amount of hate, I don't understand. I'm not trying to, I don't want to try to come off and be disrespectful to people. That's not me. That's not how I'm wired. I don't immediately go to that. But couple weeks, couple months pass by. And I think it's time for me to get disrespectful. I think it's time for me to get negative. I'm going after every single person that continuously uses excuses as to why Rhea Ripley is not a good pro wrestler. What the fuck are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? This Rhea Ripley hate is fucking forced like I've never seen it before. Y'all niggas are just coming up with bullshit for Rhea Ripley. And as a Rhea Ripley fan, I'm not cool with it. I'm not cool with that shit. Y'all got to pump it down. Y'all got to shut the fuck up. Like, for real. Y'all got to shut the fuck up. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just yapping. People are saying, oh, Rhea Ripley's not a great pro wrestler. You serious, nigga? You serious? You tripping? So, okay, man, whatever. Rhea Ripley is not a good pro wrestler. What the fuck, dude? I can name like 5 matches right now that were instant classics involving Rhea Ripley, male or female. So let's not do that. People are complaining that Rhea Ripley's always in the title picture. Okay. Those people that say that type of stuff, I'm not going to be disrespectful to you because I understand where you're coming from. But y'all got to understand that Rhea Ripley is one of their biggest draws, male or female. Simple. Now, I would say second now because Roman Reigns is there. But she's one of their biggest draws. So y'all got to understand that. You know? Rhea Ripley, her aura is still there. Mommy's always on top. You feel me? Shout out to Rhea Ripley. I love Rhea Ripley. Shout out to you, girl. Keep doing your fucking thing. I am a fan. Always have, always will be. Io Sky. Always have, always will be a fan. All right? These two ladies can fight forever. Dead ass. They're on some fight forever vibes. A lot of people felt like we were going to get Rhea Ripley and Io Sky again at SummerSlam if we were actually going to get a winner there. It's possible. But we ain't getting that. I don't mind that, to be honest. I want to talk about Naomi. I want to talk about Naomi for a little bit. Trinity Fatu, if you're out there listening to this, I doubt it, but any of your people out there listening to this, you have come a long way. I am one of the biggest Trinity Fatu fans in the community. I'm not even saying her WWE name. I'm saying her actual name. I'm one of the biggest Tiffany Fatu fans in the fucking community. Trinity Fatu, you are incredible. You are incredible. You have came from quitting and leaving WWE, going to TNA, reinventing yourself to come back with the glow stuff. In my opinion, I didn't think that was going to work. The way you reinvented yourself, I hope you know that you have set the sentiment, the blueprint for people. That it's okay to reinvent yourself. It's okay to change. It's okay to do things differently. Naomi is doing the best work of her entire fucking career. Entire WWE career. Naomi is doing it. She's putting in that fucking work, man. And the love and admiration that I have for her is tremendous. I'm so happy that she is the women's world champion. But I am going to be perfectly honest with everybody right now. I am going to be real as fuck right now. Okay? I'm going to be real as fuck. I don't know how long Naomi is going to have the title for. And I want to bring up Stephanie Vaquer. I don't know how long Naomi is going to have the title for. Stephanie Vaquer. This woman's popularity needs to be studied. It needs to be studied. I mean, bro, her aura is on some Roman Reigns shit. Like, real talk. It's on some Roman Reigns shit. Stephanie Vaquer, people want her immediately to win the title. They wanted her to win Queen of the Ring. She didn't win that. They wanted her to win Women's Money in the Bank. She didn't win that. When I heard that WWE is going to do that Battle Royal for the number one contendership, I immediately knew Stephanie Vaquer was going to win that. WWE is not waiting anymore. They're not waiting. They passed on the Money in the Bank. They passed on the Queen of the Ring. They passed on both of those, which are very prevalent, because I actually expected Stephanie Vaquer to win one of those. She won the Battle Royal, though. They were not going to pass on her for a third time. They know the hype. They know the buzz. They're a fan of Stephanie Vaquer, and so am I. So am I. WWE, I want you to be very, very careful with what you're about to do here with Naomi. The winner of this match is going to challenge Stephanie Vaquer at WWE Perth in Australia. Right off the bat, you're thinking of Rhea Ripley. Right off the bat. Oh, Rhea Ripley is going to win this title, and she's going to go one-on-one with Stephanie Vaquer at Perth in her hometown. WWE, you're in a sticky situation, cut. You are in a sticky situation. I kid you not. Because you got Perth. Rhea Ripley's from there. Australia. Rhea Ripley's on there. Are you going to leave her off the card? Of course not. Of course not. Where does Rhea Ripley go from here? You can do Rhea Ripley and have her lose. And I would have her snap and turn heel. I would have her turn. These are ideas that I'm flowing in my mind right now as we speak, as I'm recording. This is why I'm one of the best at what I do from a creative perspective. Y'all might not like these ideas that I'm about to say, but the ability of somebody coming up with these ideas so quick like that, I'm just different. Now, Rhea Ripley. She's from Perth, Australia. She's from Australia, right? You can have Rhea Ripley win this match, become the new champion, and face Stephanie Vaquer at Perth. This is one of the matches that people want to see at WrestleMania 42. And honestly, I'm one of them. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm one of them. So, you can have that match take place at Perth, Australia, at WWE Clash. Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer, money. If that main evented, I wouldn't complain. Money. Okay, you could have that. Or, you have Naomi win this match, and you have Naomi versus Stephanie Vaquer. I don't know what WWE is going to do with Stephanie Vaquer. Is the WWE going to immediately put that title on Stephanie Vaquer? See, this is the tough part, because I'm going to admit something to you guys right now. Stephanie Vaquer was going to be my favorite to win the Women's Royal Rumble. I'm going to say that right now off the gate. Stephanie Vaquer was going to be my favorite to win the Women's Royal Rumble. I think WWE said, nah, fuck that. We're putting this title on her immediately this year. No question. No hesitation. I don't know when this year, but we're putting that title on her. Her popularity is just too much to ignore. You can't ignore it. You cannot save it. We're not doing that. So, Naomi's in a pickle. You gave her the title, but she's going to have a short reign with the belt? Because she could win this triple threat and then immediately drop it to Stephanie Vaquer. That is the tough part. And this is what I want all the Naomi fans to just really understand, man. It is staring you in the face. And I am a Naomi fan. I'm a Trinity Fatu fan. But common knowledge and common logic rules all. I don't think Naomi's going to have a long reign with the belt. They want Stephanie Vaquer, man. They want Stephanie Vaquer. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope Naomi thugs it out all the way to WrestleMania. You see, I actually pitched an idea for Naomi, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill triple threat match for the women's WWE title at WrestleMania 42. Now, with the announcement of Naomi winning the Raw title and going to Monday Night Raw, you kind of fucked that up. So that might not be happening no more. If I'm a Naomi fan, which I am, I'm a little nervous right now. I don't think Io Sky's winning this title. Triple H, you really fucked up on Io, bro. You really fucked up on Io Sky's run, man. Ugh, boy. It's either Rhea Ripley or Naomi who are winning this match. If Naomi wins this match, I do not see her running past Stephanie Vaquer. I don't. I see Stephanie Vaquer winning that title. I don't know how WWE is going to do with what I'm about to tell you. I don't know how they're going to do it. But I could see something happening to where Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer, and Naomi are involved in a fatal four-way match for the World Heavyweight title. And that's the way Stephanie Vaquer wins the title. She does not pin Naomi. She pins Rhea Ripley, and that would include Rhea Ripley to turn heel. She's going to fail again at SummerSlam. I'm just hypothetically talking. She fails at SummerSlam, but we get that fatal four-way, and she fails again, and then she snaps. She snaps and turns heel. I do think a heel turn is imminent for Rhea Ripley. I feel it. I sense the vibes. I sense it. I think a heel turn's on the way, and I have said that for a couple weeks now. I do sense a heel turn coming from Rhea Ripley. I might be wrong, and if I'm wrong, it is what it is. But I sense a heel turn. We can potentially get that fatal four-way, and that's how you get the title away from Naomi, by having Stephanie Vaquer pin a Rhea Ripley, and now would ignite a Rhea Ripley heel turn. If we get Naomi versus Stephanie Vaquer, I just want everybody to understand, I just don't see a way for Naomi to beat Stephanie Vaquer, man. I just don't. I really, really don't. Stephanie Vaquer, her percentage of getting that world title is pretty high to me. I'm putting it at least 80%. I just don't think how you would do this with Stephanie Vaquer and not have her win the title when she is extremely over. But so is Naomi, man. I don't think WWE really understood what they were doing. I really, really don't. They are in a blood thick water here with this. The winner of this challenges Stephanie Vaquer at Perth at WWE Clash. Do you really think Stephanie Vaquer is going to lose? Do you really think that's going to happen? Is WWE that foolish to give the title to Naomi for not even a month, man, for 2 weeks just to give the title to Rhea Ripley? And we get Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie Vaquer at WWE Clash in Perth. See, nobody's going to come up with these scenarios. Nobody's going to psychoanalyze these things. But I am. This is what I do. I do this best. I feel comfortable in the creative department. I feel comfortable talking about creative. WWE, you have a tall order here. Naomi wins here. She retains. She goes to Perth. Stephanie Vaquer, I don't see her walking out as the women's world champ. Somehow we get all three of these women intertwined with Stephanie Vaquer. Fatal four-way. If you want to drop the title with Naomi to Stephanie Vaquer, Naomi doesn't have to get pinned. Rhea Ripley can get pinned, and then you can analyze that heel turn right there. You can ignite that heel turn there. Or they can ignite the heel turn here and have Rhea Ripley take the pinfall. Naomi wins. Naomi go into WWE Perth, and then Stephanie Vaquer just winning the title. Igniting that heel turn at SummerSlam from Rhea Ripley. And I would have Rhea Ripley take out Io Sky as a frustration. I would do that. A lot of combustible elements here that I just talked about. Let me know how y'all feeling about it. But if you're a Naomi fan, at the end of the day, if you are a Naomi fan, which I am, and like I told you guys, I am concerned, you should be too. Because there is a high chance that Naomi does not have a long reign with that title whatsoever. It's very concerning. I hope WWE knows what they're doing. I really hope they know what they're doing here with Naomi as world champ. Could Stephanie Vaquer lose? Of course. Of course Stephanie Vaquer can lose. But Naomi going to Monday Night Raw really kind of fucked things up. Because like I said, my original plan was Rhea Ripley, and my original idea was Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania 42 for the world title. That still can happen. But isn't Naomi now on Monday Night Raw? Jade Cargill might win the WWE Women's title against Tiffany Stratton. Isn't Bianca on SmackDown? So you can have Naomi come back, win the Rumble, maybe, and go on to SmackDown, go back there, and then we can still get Naomi, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair in a triple threat match for the WWE title. It's possible. It is very possible. And then we get a heel turn for Rhea Ripley, a heel Rhea Ripley versus the babyface Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania 42. I really would save Stephanie Vaquer and Rhea Ripley for WrestleMania 42. And that can potentially be another women's match that should be in consideration to main event night one of WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vaquer with the right build, they can definitely main event night one of WrestleMania 42. Let me know how y'all feeling about that. Let's talk about Gunther and CM Punk. Very quickly, I want to talk about some of these SummerSlam matches. Not all of them, but some of them. Some of the high-profile ones. Gunther versus CM Punk. It's either now or... This is just me. I think it's now or never for CM Punk to potentially win the world title. I do think CM Punk is going to win the world title, and I don't think Gunther is going to have a long reign with the belt. Now, where Gunther goes after this, if he does lose, I have no idea. I have no idea where he goes from here if he does lose. The only way that I can see Gunther retain, the only thing that I can see Gunther being able to retain the title is if Seth Rollins comes out and it was all a ruse and he's just fine and he screws over CM Punk. That is the only way that I can see Gunther winning this match. That's it. I don't see Gunther beating CM Punk clean. I can't see it. If it happens like that, then so be it. It happens like that. But you have CM Punk in this position and you're not going to give him the world title. That just doesn't fathom to me. That just doesn't make sense to me. You did all this and you're not going to have Punk have the world title. It's interesting to me. It'd be very strange. I think CM Punk is going to win this match. WWE wants to give CM Punk a world title. I think it's about time to give him the world heavyweight title. And CM Punk can flaunt and flaunt and flaunt. And then when Seth Rollins comes back, Seth Rollins wins the Royal Rumble. And we get CM Punk and Seth Rollins for the world title that we were supposed to get. But we get it at WrestleMania 42. And it's for the world heavyweight title. It's perfect. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I don't see Gunther holding that title past SummerSlam. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? And if that does happen, Man, I don't know what Gunther does after that, man. I'm going to be honest. I really don't know what Gunther does after that. So we'll have to wait and see. AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio is going to be taking place at SummerSlam. I'm completely for this. And I do think AJ Styles is going to defeat Dominic Mysterio. Accidentally costing Dominic Mysterio is Finn Balor. Finn Balor wants that IC title too. You could do Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor for the IC title and have Dominic Mysterio beat AJ Styles and we move on with that. And then we get Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor for the IC title. You could do that. I don't want to see that, but you could do that. I think AJ Styles wins this title. And then I want to see a feud between AJ Styles and Finn Balor for the IC title. That's what I want to see. And Dominic Mysterio can turn babyface. Yo, Finn Balor, what are you doing? You never really wanted this. You wanted to win the IC title. You costed me on purpose, not accident. And then you can get a Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor feud. They can fight in the number one contender spot for the IC title. And Finn Balor wins that. And then we get a feud between AJ Styles and Finn Balor for the Intercontinental title. Fantasy booking? Damn right. Am I good at it? Best believe. It's perfect. It's perfect. Those three guys fighting over the IC title. Dragunov potentially coming back, fighting over the IC title. Or we get Gunther versus Dragunov for the world title. Yeah. That sounds about right. We'll see what happens, though. But AJ Styles, Dominic Mysterio for the IC title at SummerSlam, I'm all for it. Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker. Is that the plan for SummerSlam? I don't think so. I think the plan is for the tag team match between Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Roman Reigns, and Jey Uso. I know a lot of people want to see Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns. So do I. But I think that should be saved for a potential WrestleMania. I think that needs to be in consideration to be the WrestleMania match for Roman Reigns. I'm not saying be the main event, or not the main event, but be the match at WrestleMania, but it should be in consideration. Braun Breaker, Roman Reigns, WrestleMania. I don't think doing it at SummerSlam makes a lot of sense. We're only 2 weeks away from SummerSlam, so it just doesn't make sense to rush a match like that. I think the tag team match is the best bet. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Yo, no cap. I am always honest on my show. Lyra Valkyria is a fucking dog. She's a fucking dog, bro. And what puts a smile on my face is I've always been a day one Lyra Valkyria fan. No cap. I kid you not. I have always been a Lyra Valkyria fan, even dating back to her days in NXT. I've always looked at her and said, man, she's got it. She's got something. Her promos in the beginning on the main roster were a little rocky, a little shaky. But she thugged it out. She's getting better. She's getting confident within her own skin. You as a viewer can actually see that in real time. I think that's crazy. Lyra Valkyria is incredible. Love Lyra Valkyria. Becky Lynch is one of the greatest of all time. Rebecca Quinn is one of the greatest of all time. If you say that she is the greatest of all time, I wouldn't blame you. Becky Lynch was always in the number 3 slot for me as like one of my favorite 4 horsewomen. She was always number 3. I'm going to be transparent with everybody right now. Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, she is the best 4 horsewoman to me. To me, she's my number 1. Number 2 is Becky Lynch, Rebecca Quinn. Rebecca Quinn, having the ability to have a great match with anybody, able to build people up like she did with Tiffany Stratton. She's doing the same thing with Lyra Valkyria. And it's incredible to see. It really is incredible to see. Charlotte Flair is another person that I'm starting to really, really love. You want to know why? Because she's being herself. That's why. I want to send love and respect to Ashley Flair, Charlotte Flair out there. You're being yourself. I can see that. I can see that. It's organic and it's great. So shout out to you. But Becky Lynch, she's one of the greatest of all time. When she's gone, we're going to miss her. And for some reason, like I keep saying, I think this is it for her. I don't know why, but I just feel that way. I feel that way. I sense it. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong. This feud with Lyra Valkyria has done one job and one job only. That's all this is supposed to do. Get Lyra Valkyria over with the fan base, Becky Lynch. Please do that for us. Becky Lynch said, no problem. I got you. And that's exactly what Becky Lynch has been doing. Becky Lynch is one of the greatest of all time. Hands down. Undisputed. When she's gone, we're all going to miss her. No doubt. And Lyra Valkyria is the future. Lyra Valkyria is genuinely amazing at what she does. She's confident on the microphone. Does she have slip-ups sometimes? Of course. Everybody has slippage. But she's getting more confident in her own skin on the microphone. Character development. The woo with the bird stuff. It's perfect. It's perfect, man. Shout out to Becky Lynch, man, for getting Lyra Valkyria over the way she's been doing, man. Fucking great. They had an instant classic, man. They had 2 instant classics, man. You really don't think the third one going to be good? Come on, man. I think this was the best decision here. This was the best decision. Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, honestly. Because their match that they had this past year was one of the best matches of the year. No cap. I think Lyra Valkyria is going to win, though. I think she's going to get the title back from Becky Lynch, and then we're going to move on with this. But Becky Lynch, man, salute to her. Should Jade Cargill defeat Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam? Same thing with Stephanie Vaquer. They're not waiting no more. They're not waiting no more. And yes, I do see Jade Cargill defeating Tiffany Stratton to become the women's champion. A lot of people have kind of been souring on Tiffany Stratton. They feel like she's not ready. They feel like her promo work is lacking tremendously. Respectfully, I do agree with that. I don't think her promos are that good. I think she really needs to improve on them. When she becomes a total package, the whole package, she's going to be electric. It's Tiffany Stratton. Is Jade Cargill ready for this responsibility? I think so. Jade Cargill has been getting better. I have been seeing it. Same slippages here and there, ring awareness, all that. But she's starting to get a little bit better on that department as well, too. I really hope this match is good because both of these ladies are not ring generals. They're not ring generals. You're asking a lot of Tiffany Stratton here. But I think it's going to be a fine match. I don't think it's going to be bad. So, but I do see Jade Cargill winning this match and becoming the new women's champ. And yeah, guys, it's a lot going on with Jade, man. I know a lot of people are, not a fan and stuff like that, but Jade Cargill, you've invested a lot in this woman, and you got to really hope that it delivers. You got to really hope it delivers, and I think it will deliver at the end of the day. I do feel that way. I wouldn't be surprised if Jade Cargill honestly wins this match. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, let's talk about Bill Goldberg. Let's end it with Bill Goldberg, man. Listen, Bill Goldberg talks about his retirement match, talks about the retirement that he really wanted and this and that. I'm going to play an audio clip about it from Ariel Helwani. Hopefully I don't get flagged or copyrighted for it. Ariel Helwani, I'm playing the clip. I support you. I just want to get my opinion regarding what Bill Goldberg had to say. So let's play it. Let's see what Bill Goldberg had to say.
Can I ask and perhaps shoot straight with you, Bill? It feels like you're battling like mixed emotions here about everything. That it's something that you're not quite sure how to feel about in the immediate aftermath. Is that accurate?
And he's talking about his retirement that happened at Saturday night's main event. before I click and press play with it, yeah, WWE did Bill Goldberg dirty. I'm going to give Bill Goldberg the respect here. He's a legend in the game. But WWE, you did Bill Goldberg dirty by sending his speech right into the right to the end of the show, and you just cut it off. Hella disrespectful by NBC and the WWE. I want to say that was hella disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm pissed off at the way I went out. I mean, because I put so much into it, and I don't feel as though the effort was reciprocated.
I completely agree with that, with what Bill Goldberg had to say. I do agree with that.
To put a stamp on, what I accomplished. I'm not going to say that I'm not ecstatic about the opportunity that I got, but I was a WCW guy, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it could have been done a little bit differently. That's all. And I'm happy with my performance. I'm happy with, the setting, but could it have been better? Absolutely. It can always be better.
And I know you mentioned this 2-week thing.
You can tell right off the bat with Bill Goldberg's mannerisms. It's kind of hard to really believe what he's saying because his body language is kind of nonchalant. Kind of seems like he doesn't give a fuck. But I also think he's trying to pick his words carefully here.
But I'd be remiss if I don't ask, what specifically could have been done differently? Could you tell us that?
Well, there's about 100 things. I mean, I did 3 interviews beforehand, Ariel. I did 3, right? In 6 months. It's just, they cut me off 30 seconds into my speech, bro.
I completely agree. That was fucked up by the WWE and NBC for doing that.
I mean, you don't do that.
You don't.
But, it's all good. It's all good.
Do you think that was their call or the network's call?
I think it doesn't matter because it's live television and you can plan for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. So, and I know it is what it is. And, the match might have gone long and the this and the that and whatever it is. But, I just think that it could have been a little classier.
He's bothered. He's bothered by it. You can tell he's bothered by it. He's trying to choose his words carefully here. I think I got another clip that I want to play as well, too. So let's play this and then we'll get up out of here.
I would have loved for them to announce it in January and have a build up to it. And
I do agree with that. But I'm going to be as transparent as I possibly can. I don't think WWE really cared about this Bill Goldberg retirement tour. They don't consider Bill Goldberg in high class like that, like they do with John Cena. I might rub people the wrong way, but that's kind of how I'm feeling about it.
Do something like that I thought was maybe worthy of my career, but let's just say that they chose to do it with 3 weeks notice, and it is what it is, man. It's part of the package. It's part of the meal that you get dealt, and I would be remiss in thinking that I thought the meal would be different, but it was shame on me for thinking that it would have been different. Don't you love the way that I've been able to navigate my words?
Yeah.
Like I said, man, I'm gonna end it with this. You can tell that he was bothered. You can tell that he really wanted to say what he really wanted to say. Like real talk, he really wanted to go off. And he was choosing his words very, very carefully. Because he really wanted to say what he really wanted to say, and he couldn't do it. I don't know why, because he's not there no more. So I don't know why he didn't want to do it, but it's just, you can tell off the bat that, he really wanted to say what he wanted to say, and he couldn't. So in that regard, I do feel bad for Bill Goldberg, but at the end of the day, WWE doesn't care. WWE doesn't care. They don't really care to push him. They don't really kind of consider him to be as important like that. And it's a shame because he is, but I just don't think WWE is seeing it that way. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio/video content. Thank you guys so much for the continued love and support. This is undisputedly the most creative and honest podcast in the space today. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me. This is Jordan Turner, host of the Wrestling Takeover Podcast, and I'll see you guys next time for another one.